Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the unboxing of the iQOO Z3 5G along with a quick hands-on review. In India, this phone is being launched in two variants. Base variant is priced around 19,000 rupees for 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Next variant comes with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. More information about the pricing will be in the description. It will be available in two colors, Cyber Blue and Ace Black. We have the blue color with 8GB of RAM. Now the main highlights for this phone would be its cameras, starting off with a 64MP primary camera. Its performance, it sports a Snapdragon 768G processor. It's the 5G processor, you also get 5G. Next, it also has a 66W flash charger inside the box, so the charging speeds are going to be insane. And finally, it also has a display with 120Hz refresh rate, so it's going to be great for gaming. So just from the highlights itself, we can say that this is truly a flagship kind of a phone in its price segment. So without any further delays, let's have a quick unboxing first. So this is how the box looks. It looks pretty minimalistic. It just says iQOO on the top and some branding on the sides. Now let's unbox it. First we have a small box. Next we have the phone itself with some barcode stickers, followed by the 66W charger, and that's it. Now inside the small box we have a SIM card ejector tool along with some documentation. Next we have a USB Type-C charging cable, and finally we also get a free case. Now for some reason it says 55 watts on the charging cable, but the maximum output of this charging brick is actually 66 watts. Now coming back to the phone, let me just remove this covers and stickers. Now this is how the phone looks on the front and this is how the phone looks on the back. Now let's have a physical overview. On the back side, this phone has a 3D curve fiberglass. I guess it is fiberglass. It has a nice matte finish along with that rainbow color. Overall it looks pretty cool, and this is how the Cyber Blue color actually looks like. At the top we have the camera module with a triple camera setup along with a single LED flash, and at the bottom we have the iQOO branding. On the front we have the huge display with a dewdrop notch. Above the display we have just the front facing camera, earpiece and some sensors, and below the display it's completely plain. Chin is kinda big, but considering the price and other aspects of the phone, I guess it's okay. Now for the sides, on the right side we have the power and volume buttons. Power button also acts like a fingerprint scanner, so it's a side mounted fingerprint scanner. On the left side it's completely plain. At the top we have the secondary microphone for noise cancellation, followed by a SIM card tray that houses a nano SIM slot along with a hybrid SD card slot. Finally at the bottom we have the 3.5mm audio jack, followed by the primary microphone, USB Type-C charging port and the speaker grill. Now this phone has a thickness of 8.5mm and weighs 185 grams. Initial impressions: in hand, phone feels pretty sleek and the weight is also pretty decent. It's not on the heavy side, it's not on the too light side. It has a weight to it and it feels pretty comfortable to hold it in a single hand. Now let me just put on the case. This is a soft silicone case that we get inside the box, and this is how it looks on the front and back with the case on. This case can just give you some extra grip and prevent some scratches, that's it. Not a lot in terms of drop protection. It has a slightly raised lip for the camera module and even for the display. So when you place your phone directly on its back or its face, it will definitely prevent some scratches, but that's it. Not too much in terms of drop protection. If you're really worried about dropping your phone, I would definitely recommend you to get a better case as soon as possible. Now with that said, these are the complete specifications of this phone. On the rear, this phone has a triple camera setup with a 64MP primary camera with a GW3 sensor, followed by an 8MP ultra wide angle camera and a 2MP macro camera. For selfies, we get a 16MP camera with f2.0 aperture. On the front, this phone has a 6.58-inch IPS display with 120Hz refresh rate in 20:9 aspect ratio with 90.61% screen to body ratio. As for performance, this phone sports a Snapdragon 768G 5G processor with Adreno 620 GPU with up to 8GB of LPDDR4X RAM and up to 256GB of storage. This phone also comes with a 5-layer liquid cooling system for better thermals and for better gaming experience. Finally, powering this device is a 4400 mAh battery that supports fast charging and comes with a 66W flash charger inside the box. I've already tried charging this phone and you can get up to 50% of charge in under 20 minutes. So that's definitely super charging speeds. Now this is how the phone looks once we turn it on and set it up. This is how the general user interface looks like. Here's the home screen, app drawer, notification panel. By the way, there is no FM radio on this phone, just in case if you're wondering about that. Now here's the about page. This phone will be running FunTouch OS 11 based on Android 11 right out of the box with the April 1st security patch, which is pretty decent. As for the storage, we get about 235GB of space for our user apps and user data, and we get about 5.26GB of RAM free right out of the box. That's also a pretty good number. Now this is the camera interface. This is the default photo mode. On the left side we have the portrait mode, night mode. On the right side we have the video mode and the more features. These are all the extra camera features we have. And even the front camera interface is also pretty similar. Now these are some sample shots. Overall camera performance of this phone is definitely pretty good. For more information, check out our camera review. Now here's a quick speaker test. This phone has just a single speaker at the bottom, and here's the audio preview. Speaker is definitely pretty loud. It's good enough for media consumption, ringtones and alarms. Now let me just test this fingerprint scanner. Personally, I'm really not a big fan of the side-mounted fingerprint scanner, but iQOO has done that for cost cutting and to bring better hardware at a cheaper price. As you have seen, fingerprint scanner is pretty fast, unlocks the phone in about a second. Not the fastest I've seen, but it's pretty fast. We also have the face unlock feature, and it works really well. In good lighting conditions and even in low lighting conditions, it is pretty fast, unlocks within a second. It is almost faster than the fingerprint scanner. In complete darkness, it's still fast, but slightly slower when compared to the good lighting conditions. It takes about a second or two to unlock the phone. I've also done a bit of gaming on this phone, and the gaming experience is also pretty good thanks to that 120Hz refresh rate. Even for regular usage, whether it's just browsing or using apps like Facebook and Instagram, that 120Hz refresh rate definitely makes a lot of difference. Now before I conclude, these are the benchmark scores. So guys, to conclude, if you're looking for a phone under 20,000 rupees with great cameras, great performance, and most importantly, great charging speeds, and if you're also into gaming and really appreciate that 120Hz refresh rate display, then I can definitely recommend you this phone. So guys, what do you think about this phone? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. With that said, this is Nikhil signing off. See you in my next video.